all ye nations, rise, join the triumph of the skies with angelic hosts proclaiming Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn.
That we all look forward to every year. We give God the glory for this day. At the center of the celebration is the gift of our Lord Jesus Christ, the greatest gift that has ever been given to us. As we live every day and celebrate this great gift, we find ways to make life more meaningful for everyone. We find ways to give back. About 2005, our old boys, led by my very good friend, childhood friend, BCJ Mba, Emeka Bosa, Chief Bosa, he'll be coming soon. Myself, Tony Damala, Musa, BCJ's younger brother. In fact, a group of us, old boys of College of Immaculate Conception, we came together right here in Columbus, Ohio, to start a movement that has eventually exceeded our expectations at the time we started the movement. It was a union of childhood friends, old boys, coming together to have fun. But at the center of it, our founding president, Ichie Emeka Bosa, reminded us at that time that the goal of coming together was just to give back. I remember him saying, we've got to stop the dilly-dallying. It's time we began to think of how we can give back to that school that made us great. A lot of us Nigerians who are about our generation can testify that in our days, we all went to public school. The College of Immaculate Conception, CIC Enugu, started as a Catholic school. But after the war, most of the schools were taken from the mission and run by government. So at the time we all went to CIC, and even those who didn't go to CIC, all of us went to a public school back home. And this public school, from the testimony of how we're doing so well, how we're competing so well outside of the shores of the country, tells us that we had great and superb education. However, what is happening today in our country? All those public schools that we all went to are mere shadows. The leadership of our country is run by fellows who will not send their children to these public schools. They would rather send them to private schools, either in Nigeria or those who can afford it, the US, Europe, South Africa, even Ghana. So our old boys have decided that we're not going to sit around and bemoan the crisis in our educational system. We decided that we have to come together to do our bit in our own little corner to make a difference. Since 2014, we've done major projects at CIC. we've changed the landscape of our school. Started with a multi-purpose building. After that, in 1 year, we completed a state-of-the-art dormitory that houses about, how many students are in Visitor?
540.
540 students. We renovated the whole classroom buildings in our school. We fenced the school. Water shortage is across the country. So we found ways to improve the water situation in our school. And all this is because of sacrificial giving by our old boys. My very good friend, my childhood friend, we grew up together from GRA, Enugu, went to CIC together. He's our chief engineer. From Ohio, he's monitored all the buildings that we've been doing at CIC, giving his skills, giving back money. I'm so proud that I'm in the midst of great folks who are old boys of College of Immaculate Conception. Our project now is a multi-sports complex. I can tell you that in the last couple of weeks, when VCJ reminded us of about, a lot of us already know that Ohio Fest is what we call a celebration, a tradition that the bars have had for several years. But over the years, we also used this celebration, which comes at the right time, this Christmas time, to give back. Christmas is about giving back. Christmas is about reaching out to the less privileged. Christmas is about the gift of Christ. What a very wonderful opportunity for us to come together to gift to humanity. I'll tell you one thing. Our good Lord uses ordinary people to accomplish great things. It is only the people who have allowed themselves to be used as great vessels that have changed our humanity for the better. For a lot of us here today, we might not be enjoying the freedom and the privileges we enjoy today if Martin Luther King did not allow himself to be used as a great vessel by our Lord Jesus Christ, our Almighty God, to speak up, to change things. I tell you again, there's a lady, Susan Anthony, I believe, who in the early years of the democracy of America fought for voting rights for women. We take our democracy for granted today. We take it for granted that everybody can vote. But in this country, at some point, women were not allowed to vote. It was not until, I think she died in 1906, it was about 1920 that we got the 9th Amendment to the United States Constitution to allow women to vote. Somebody led that fight. The lady went to prison for her strong campaign to allow women to vote. So we are called upon as ordinary people to go and do our best, do our bit. It's no point bemoaning circumstances, especially in our beloved homeland. Things have gone real wrong in our beloved homeland. It's not enough for us to bemoan what is going on in our homeland. We must find a way to do our bit in our own little corners. The little changes that we make adds up to make a huge difference. If you are touched, support our chief engineer, Barnumba, a great man, a man of honor. He's opened his arms to us today to come and celebrate the usual tradition. But with this usual tradition, he's trying to remind us that in every one of us, we have the opportunity to gift back to humanity. It is our collective goodwill and what we do that makes a difference for our humanity. So today, I urge us, whether you give to CIC or whatever school you attended in Nigeria or even here, we have needs even in America. We have to resolve that the gift of Christmas, the gift of our Lord Jesus Christ, is an opportunity to continue to impact our humanity positively. I thank my good friend Val for giving me this opportunity to talk to all of us. I hope that we are touched in one way or the other to know that as ordinary people, we have the power within us to make a very great change, to make a very great difference. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we are back to let's not rock and roll. That's it. Let's start.
Bir kut kozeti.
Thank you.